What is up, everybody? You're very welcome along to tonight's late night agenda on the eve of the Reds' trip to Goodison Park to take on Carlo Ancelotti's Everton. I'm absolutely buzzing ahead of this game. Yeah, there's a bit of nervous energy there, as there always is on Derby Day, and I'm looking forward to seeing, hopefully, the Reds go out there and putting right that wrong against Aston Villa and putting in a good performance. We'll talk about the transfer deadline day deals today. A couple of Reds players went out on loan. We'll talk about your thoughts of the Derby as well and everything in between. Look, I want to start off the video by saying if you haven't watched the Everton preview video, that's where we're doing our 50k giveaway. That video went out at 1 o'clock this afternoon. It's up on the channel. If you want to be in with a chance to win your choice of any shirt from 3 Retro, £50 Amazon gift card, and of course 4 LFC prints from Sean Leonard Art. Go over there, watch that video. The video explains what you have to do to enter, but most importantly, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. And we've got more giveaways coming up as well. Look, how are we, ladies and gentlemen? Lovely to see you all in the chat. Appreciate you giving up some of your Friday night to come in here with me and talk about the Reds. How are we all feeling ahead of the Merseyside Derby tomorrow? I'm nervous. I'm not going to lie about it, folks. Can't wait for your stream tomorrow. Everton 4, Liverpool 1, said Michael Parry. I don't think that'll be the case, Michael. Obviously, I'm hoping that's not going to be the case tomorrow. We need to go in and put in a performance. It's as simple as that. Everton fans are right to be a little bit optimistic ahead of the game. Their club's in good form, and it's up to us to put them back in their place tomorrow and show that Merseyside is red and always will be red. Really nervous, said Neil Davies. Chilled about it, said Kent. Coastal Holiday Let's. Nice one, Carl. I'm glad to see you're calm about the game, mate. I'm a little bit nervous, to say the least. What have we got? BR4D2K20 said 2-3 prediction for him, Thiago, Bobby and Salah to score. I'll take any win. I will take any win at this point, mate, whether it be 1-0, which was my prediction, or a higher score in 3-2, 4-3. It doesn't matter. If we get the 3 points tomorrow ahead of the Champions League game against Ajax as well, coming up on Wednesday, it'll put us back on the right footing. And it is one of the, I think the lads, I just finished the stream with All Leeds TV, and the guys were asking me, is this the biggest Merseyside derby in, I don't know, a very long time? And it probably is, you know. I mean, it's set up for a cracking game. I'm always nervous with any Liverpool game that starts at 12:30 in the afternoon. I don't like that TV slot for some reason. It always seems to make me a little bit nervous, but I'm buzzing. I'm looking forward to it. I'm actually not expecting to get much sleep tonight ahead of this game. But look, let me know how you guys are feeling ahead of it. Let me know your starting 11s if you agreed with mine, if you've watched the preview already. I can take you through it real quickly. I want Kelleher in goal, even though I think Adrian will start. So let's move away from that. Right back for me, Trent Alexander-Arnold. At left back, I think Andy Robertson, obviously. I would drop Fabinho back to play alongside Virgil van Dijk in this game. I would go with a midfield trio of Gini Wijnaldum, Jordan Henderson and Thiago. Up front, I would go for Sadio Mane, Roberto Firmino and, of course, Mohamed Salah. Now, I understand any calls for Diogo Jota for a couple of reasons. I understand it because he's in cracking form, scored a couple, set one up for Portugal against Sweden. I understand it because people are questioning if Bobby Firmino's himself at the minute. I also understand it because obviously the travelling that Firmino and has done with the international team as well to get back and get ready after all that travelling for another game is asking a lot of him. But as I've said all along, this Derby game suits Bobby Firmino. It's we need somebody who can press. We need everybody to be at it. I just think he's gonna get the nod. But look, if Diogo Jota's put in there, I'm sure he'll do an excellent job as well. And it's easy for us. It'll be easy tomorrow, perhaps, if whatever happens, to look back at it in hindsight and give our views. But, you know, honestly, that's how I hope we set up tomorrow. Having Jota, Minamino available from the bench, that'll be fantastic. Bit of news, actually. I'll go through the deadline day deals in a couple of minutes as well. Just wait for a few more people to come into the chat, because look, it was always going to be a quiet one tonight ahead of this. It's a Friday night. A lot of people are out and about, or are they actually, where we are in the world right now? But look, let me know your thoughts. Liverpool 2-1 winners for Rob Shepherd. Now, there was somebody who I want to not, how do I phrase this? There was somebody who I kept seeming to miss his questions, one of our members, and he was asking, I think the question was, what do I do for my day job, or what do I work at, or something like that. I kept missing a lot of his questions, but that's a question I've answered many, many times, mate. So if that member is in the chat right now, or if he's watching this back later on, I do apologise if you felt like I was ignoring your questions. I wasn't doing it intentionally. I just didn't see them until after the stream, until it was pointed out to me. So I do apologise on that front. Best of luck, Craig, and may the best team win, said Marine Boy. Absolutely. It's set up for a great game. Everton are in great form. Liverpool have a bit to prove after the Villa game, and look, it is all set up for a cracking Saturday afternoon game. How are you today, said the LFC 101. I'm good, thank you, mate. I'm very good. Divock might start. No, he won't. I'd be amazed if Divock Origi starts. Well, look, I say no, I won't. Like, I've got some knowledge of this. I don't. I just think that he's further down the pecking order than a lot of the players who we're talking about. The Origis, or not the Minaminos, the Diogo Jotas. I just think Divock Origi's fallen further down the pecking order. Nearly got a sentence out there. Nearly got one out. So excited for tomorrow, Craig. We need to put Everton in their spot and get the W, said Young Irish. Yusuf said, Thiago Alcantara, you move to the midfield like nobody else. I can't wait. I hope he gets a start tomorrow. We had a little tease of him the second half against Chelsea, obviously, albeit against 10 men. He looked class, so hopefully he gets the nod tomorrow in that midfield. Batman is a red. Damn right he is. Batman told me that Liverpool are going to win this game. If you don't get what we're talking about here, by the way, Batman was being filmed in Liverpool the last couple of days. I think, what's his name? Robert Pattinson? Isn't he playing the Batman character in this one? I don't follow these type of films, but Batman's defo a red, no doubt about it. What's your thought on Harvey Elliott's loan move? Yeah, I suppose, Callum, that leads me into talking about the deadline day deal. So we'll start off with the Harvey Elliott one. He's joined Blackburn Rovers on loan for the rest of the season. Liverpool don't loan out players lightly with regards to players that have a future at the club, and Harvey Elliott is one of those that definitely does have a future at the club. Good move for him. I hope that he goes and gets the confidence and, progresses on. It's just a good move, and obviously Klopp looked at the attacking options that we have this season, and I've often spoke to you guys, the plan for Elliott was never to rush him to this season. He's still a kid, 17 years of age. You're looking the next 10, 12 years of his career ahead, hopefully all at Liverpool. So yeah, good move for him. Hopefully he gets the game time that he needs and settles in there at Blackburn. Other moves that have taken place today, Harry Wilson has joined Cardiff City on loan for the season. Now, all we heard from Liverpool throughout the transfer window was that there's going to be no loan move for Harry Wilson. It's a £20 million price tag, or it's simply not going to happen. Obviously, no big clubs came in, no Premier League clubs during the summer transfer window for Wilson, or at least without a deal Liverpool were happy with. There was some serious negotiations there with Burnley at one point. That fell through, and now he's gone on loan to Cardiff for the season, and again, he'll be another year older than 25, I think, next season. By the time, I think he's 24 now, isn't he, Wilson? So I doubts about him and his long-term future at Liverpool as well. I think his level is lower Premier League. Championship, my humble opinion. Wish the lad all the best. Herbie Kane went on a permanent deal today as well. He joined Barnsley. Ben Woodburn went on Blackpool on loan as well. Went to Blackpool on loan for until January, actually. No, it isn't for the rest of the season. It's only until January. So that's the deals that I've seen done today from a Liverpool perspective. Obviously, there was no dipping into the market for Liverpool to go and bring in a goalkeeper. No Ben Foster, no Jack Butland or anything like that. So at least now we know where we are. We know how the land lies. And there was a little bit of good news from Jurgen Klopp today in his pre-match press conference. He touched on the fact that Alisson is making a good recovery, which is brilliant. Now, Jack Gillen, I think maybe in a little bit of a joke, has suggested that maybe Alisson's ready for tomorrow. I don't think he will be, but it is good news to hear that he's a little bit ahead of schedule anyway. So, yeah, we'll take any positives we can get at this point. After a Villa game, there's no way I'm getting cocky about tomorrow, said Brian. Dad, nothing's going to stop me from being cocky, mate. Nothing's going to stop me from backing these Reds. We should be going out there tomorrow and looking to establish our dominance back in the Premier League. That's what we should be doing. I know Everton are in a good vein of form and they've every right to be confident ahead of the game tomorrow. But look, I still think Liverpool are a better team, and if people think that's arrogance from me, I'm willing to take that on the chin, because as I said, it's very difficult to me not to back this group of players when they've proved time after time that they can bounce back from a setback and put things right. We've seen it when we lost the Champions League final, came back the following season, won the Champions League. We've seen it when we lost out to Manchester City by 1 point, came back next year, won the Premier League. So I'm expecting a performance from the lads tomorrow. I'm expecting a reaction to what happened against Aston Villa. But it definitely is an intriguing game, and one that I've been saying all week in the build-up. It's not a must-win game, but I think it probably is a must-not-lose game for Liverpool tomorrow anyway. Can't wait for Everton to shut you up tomorrow. Mate, nobody's going to be shutting us up, Michael. I hate to disappoint you, but no matter what happens, nobody will be shutting us up. And Everton are not the club that will be ever putting us in our place long-term, pal. If they get a win tomorrow, fair play to them, and I'll congratulate them on the day, but nobody's going to be shutting us up, mate, because we're here to stay. we're at the top, we're going to be staying at the top for the time being, or there or thereabouts. And whatever opposition fans need to make themselves feel better, great. Talk about the 7-2 game all you want. Call me a fool, point at me, call me arrogant, don't care. It still doesn't distract from the fact that whatever other club you support, whether it's United, there's a whole heap of problems there. Whether it's Chelsea, there's a whole lot of worries about their players gelling. So I'm here to take it on the chin, but nothing's going to stop me from believing in this group of players. Absolutely nothing. No comments, no abuse, nothing. So if that makes me arrogant, so be it. Liverpool to win 2-0 at the LFC 101. Shouldn't Liverpool go and buy a goalkeeper in January? Is back up to Alisson. Well, we'll talk about that, mate, maybe when the window gets a bit closer, and it'll be interesting to hear if there are any links out there to a potential backup goalkeeper. I don't know. I genuinely don't know how to answer that yet, mate, because we'll have to wait. I mean, maybe if Alisson comes back in and he's playing again, maybe we'll just think, we'll be grand again. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. What have we got? Klopp will not underestimate Everton. No, nobody will underestimate Everton, mate. They have an excellent manager. As I said, they're in a very good run of form right now. I'm not belittling their start of the season in any way. They've got their wins. They've deserved their wins. Calvert-Lewin looked full of confidence as well, but I'm just backing our guys. I just believe in this group of players, and I think that they're going to want to go out tomorrow and put it right. And as I said, if that makes me come across as arrogant, I don't know how else to be. What do you want me to be, one of these fans that is slagging off our team and doesn't think that they're going to be able to go out there and get a win? That's not what I'm about. That's not the way I am. So, I don't know. I'm expecting a difficult game tomorrow, but I think we could get a 1-goal victory. Let's just wait and see what happens. Hex Boom said Everton fans sounded like Chelsea and Arsenal fans before they got sat down. Look, the banter is part of what we do. It's part of the fun on here, and fans have a right to believe in their team. And I'm not going to sit here and slag Everton fans for being confident when I'm the very one that's confident in my team and my ability. And as somebody said to me earlier on, may the best team win. Whatever happens, happens. We'll see at 2:30 tomorrow afternoon when the referee blows his whistle who's got the points. Who do I think will play in goal tomorrow? I think it'll be Adrian, but I would go with Kelleher. What have we got? 3-1 to the Reds, said user not found. Ricky Lake said 4-1 to Liverpool. They come back to their best. Trent from a corner, Salah, Bobby and Van Dijk. I do fancy Van Dijk to score tomorrow. What is it? Maybe using it a little, but Donnarumma's contract is expiring this year. Again, though, he's not going to want to come in and realistically sit on the bench, Gianluigi Donnarumma. He's still a young goalkeeper. He's going to want to go and play. What time is kickoff tomorrow? 12:30 in the UK, so 12:30 afternoon kickoff. If Thiago starts, his performance will overshadow James Rodriguez, said Naz. Again, I'm looking forward to seeing what Thiago brings to our midfield. You're not being arrogant, you're being confident and optimistic. That's what I think, Adam. But look, I can't judge how other people read what I do and say, or read into what I do and say. I'm just somebody that believes in this group of players and think that they've earned that belief. The Villa performance was an anomaly. It was a mixture of an excellent Villa performance, us not being at our best, some crazy goals, Adrian losing his mind. And look, congratulations to Villa, as I said, and we move ahead. It's our job and the players' job to go out there tomorrow and put it right. And they have a strong mentality in this group, and that's what they're going to want to do. But look, we can't predict what's going to happen tomorrow. We can talk about it, we can hope for it, but we'll go through the game tomorrow. I'll be doing the watch along from 12 o'clock tomorrow if you guys are going to join me for that one. We'll have a post-match show coming up afterwards as well, and it'll be in that post-match show actually where we're announcing the winner of that giveaway that we're doing, the 50k giveaway I spoke about earlier on. So make sure to go over, watch the Everton preview video and follow the instruction in that video to enter the competition. Bobby Masterclass incoming. I like that one. John Hamilton's just saying good evening to people. Rob Salmon said everybody is slagging Liverpool off, but nobody did to Man United when they lost. The difference is, Rob, and I've said this at the time, they're slagging us off because they're scared of us, mate. And whether they want to admit that or not, that's the truth. You only become a worry to people when you're relevant, when you're at the top. So United fans were just trying to disguise the fact that they got a hiding from Spurs and trying to make themselves feel better by having a pop at Liverpool, and I understand it. We were an easy target on that day, but nobody can say that they seen that result coming. Nobody. I've yet to see anybody predicted a very high Aston Villa win in that game, and it was just a mad Sunday or a mad day of football altogether. If Liverpool lost, how would I react? I don't know, mate. Watch tomorrow, and if we lose, you'll find out. 7-2 to Liverpool, said Rohan. I like that, mate. Craig, I doubt Thiago will start because I don't think he's used to the pressing yet. I don't know, man. Thiago's one of these players, and he may not start. You're right. We'll find out tomorrow. But it's just a player that you just get the feeling you could drop into the midfield and would just hit the ground running and follow whatever instructions he's given. Do you know what I mean? You're talking about 29-year-old at the peak of his career here, established international, won everything there is to win in the game. I think he'll be fine, if I'm being honest. And look, maybe I'm being a bit optimistic there, but I'm so looking forward to seeing him playing. Adrian will cost Liverpool the title. Well, he probably won't, mate, because he's only going to get a handful of games, and I don't think that'll be enough single-handedly to cost us the title, but certainly making us nervous. Craig, if you could have in the prime somebody alongside VVD, would you go for Carragher, Hyypiä, Agger or Skrtel? Hyypiä. I'd go with Sami Hyypiä, mate, alongside him. I love Carragher, love Agger. Skrtel was a bit hit and miss at times, but I would definitely take Sami Hyypiä from that list. Michael Parry, look, I get that you're in and having a bit of banter tomorrow and it's fun, but like, you start mocking me, pal, I'm just going to fuck you out of the chat. It's that simple with your blah 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 nonsense. Don't forget, I'm the one here with the microphone, mate. I'm absolutely sound about you being in here having a pop back at Everton and that, but don't start being disrespectful to people, mate, because you won't last in here. It's as simple as that. Ian Barron said, hi Craig, I start a new job on Monday. Absolutely delighted for you, buddy. Congratulations. I hope it goes well, and I know that everybody in the chat here is wishing you well. John Conway's gone for Everton 1, Liverpool 3 tomorrow. Rob Salmon's gone for a 5-2 win for the Reds as well. Nice. I like the optimism, ladies and gentlemen. Well played. Wouldn't it be poetic if we won 7-2? I'll be honest with you, I don't give a shit what the score is tomorrow. If we can come out of this with a win, that'll do me. It's about getting back on track and, you know, making sure that the likes of Manchester City and that don't, you know, get back up in line but us get a little bit ahead of us. We want to make sure that we continue the form that we have showed in the league. Give Adrian a break. Out of all the games played, he lost one. You can look at it that way, and that's a very optimistic way to look at it, mate. I would say that we also got knocked out of the Champions League because of an Adrian error, or partly because of an Adrian error, and the mistakes that he's made before that, yeah, we got away with them. We got the points, but it doesn't mean that he's not due or couldn't make another mistake tomorrow. But look, we're only concentrating on the Liverpool goalkeeper situation here. If we look at the other side, we look at Everton, Jordan Pickford's gone through no great run of form either. And if I'm Jurgen Klopp, I'm telling whoever's taking the corners, whether it be Robbo, Trent or whoever it is, put that ball into the 6-yard box, right in on top of Jordan Pickford, have Virgil van Dijk there and whoever's playing alongside him at centre back, letting Pickford know that they're about and putting crosses into the box, shooting from range and trying to destabilise him. And one of the reasons that I want Bobby Firmino to start is I think if we press Everton and they look to play out from the back, Pickford can be got at, and Pickford can be somebody who can lose his head. So I'd like to see us getting into Pickford's head. I'd like to see us winding up Richarlison as well to see if we can get him on tilt and maybe do something stupid. But yeah, it's a derby. It's great. I'm really looking forward to it. What's this fool in here just going, ha ha ha, Ronaldinho, soccer mate? Evolution. You know, there's some questions to be asked around evolution, isn't there? I mean, people like this cabbage in the chat here spouting his bollocks. I don't know what some people are about. I really don't. Craig, have you seen about Steve Finnan's company's had to go into liquidation? He's having to sell his Istanbul signed shirt. See, technically that's not true. I seen James Pearce talking about this earlier on. Yes, Steve Finnan's medals and the collection from Istanbul, as you've spoken about, are up for auction. But from what I've read, he sold them already, and it's the gentleman that he sold them to that's actually putting them to auction. Now, I'm not disagreeing about Steve Finnan potentially maybe falling on hard times, and I'm extremely sorry to hear that. But I think, as I said, I think he's already sold those medals, and it's the gentleman or the person he sold them to that's actually auctioning them. Where's the new fella, Craig? Spoke about this, mate, numerous times on the stream. Unfortunately, life for him has changed. Commitments have changed and he just wasn't able to do it. So, unfortunately, we move on. Mane is back tomorrow. He's very key, said Pat. Absolutely. Again, we spoke about the press. Mane is very important to that press. So, it's going to be interesting tomorrow. I wish it could just come straight away. I'm really looking forward to it. Not going to get much sleep tonight. What have we got? Couldn't touch the crossbar. Craig, who do you want to score against Everton? Again, mate, I really don't mind. I mean, I'd love Curtis Jones to come off the bench and bag one, obviously, for a local lad. That would mean a hell of a lot to him. But it doesn't matter to me. It's about getting the result tomorrow, and if it's a 97th minute one that goes in off Pickford's arse, I don't mind as long as we get the points. Lucas said James Rodriguez masterclass incoming. It's certainly going to be interesting, yeah. Rodriguez has started very well for Everton. If he gets the freedom to operate as he likes to, then he can cause damage, and it's up to us to make sure he doesn't get the time on the ball or to strangle him with possession and make sure that he can't do anything. There's so many little subplots to this game that makes it that bit more interesting. Jake said date Upamecano next summer. Yeah, we spoke about that in the transfer window right at the end of it. Upamecano has a new release clause that kicks in next summer, so we signed a contract extension with Leipzig, but in that extension was a clause that said 40 million next summer he can be sold for. So yeah, we are going to be sniffing around Upamecano. Whether we get it over the line or not with United and other clubs interested as well, that remains to be seen, but he's certainly somebody who we're looking at. Merseyside is blue. And what fucking way, shape or form is it blue, mate? I mean, is it full of cuckoo clocks? Batman's already told you that the city's red. So, and in what way, shape or form is it blue? Because you've won 4 games in a row. You want a parade now. Is that where we're at? Like, that's the level that Everton fans are admitting that they've fallen to now. That they've won 4 games. They fancy us tomorrow. They fancy to beat us tomorrow. And they think the city is blue. You have won nothing in God knows how long. I can't even remember. Was it 96 or something since Everton have last won a trophy? So pipe down, mate. And all you Everton fans, just pipe down. Know your place for the time being, and if and when you become an established club back at the top end of the table, then come out there and give a Billy Big Bollocks. But until then, the city is very much well and truly red, and I can already see people tapping in. What do you know about it? You're not from Liverpool. I don't have to have fallen out of my mother's vagina to understand the city, mate. I don't have to. Maybe you want to look into, the history of immigration from Ireland to Liverpool and stuff like that. The city's red. Just stop. The city's red. If you win tomorrow, we'll revisit the conversation. But right now, the city's very much well and truly red. 1995 there, yeah, people are saying. So, how is it? Do you know what I mean? You've won nothing. You thought you won pre-season one year. We never heard the end of it, and that didn't work out too well, did it? Our James is better than their James. Absolutely, man. James Milner. It's just different gravy altogether. EFC rule. They rule what, Michael? What do they rule? Mate, what do they rule? The stadium that's fallen apart, or the new stadium that we're seeing 50,000 renders of but not a block laid for? Again, I'm struggling. I mean, when you get to the point that you're having to call your store Everton 2 because Liverpool's club store is called Everton 1 or Liverpool 1 in the shopping centre, and you're having to call it Everton 2 to try and get a 1 up, it just goes to show you're obsessed with the Reds. It's as simple as that. I don't know what else to say. Craig, the only thing blue in Liverpool is the sky, and it's not even Everton blue, said Pearce Salah. What have we got? Everton to win 4-0, said Toffee 1878. That would be a remarkable victory, mate, if it happens. Obviously I wish and hope that it doesn't happen, but you're entitled to your opinion and I respect your opinion. Movie Manhunter said, dragged a lot of Blue fans in here tonight. They don't have an Everton stream to watch. I don't really... They're welcome. I mean, all fans are welcome in. All that we ever ask is just people to be respectful to other people in the chat, and we can come in here and have a bit of fun. That's part of the fun. Toffee's 1878 reckons Calvert Lewandowski to bag a hat-trick. He's in a great run of form, mate. I won't deny that. He looks revitalised and absolutely like a different player under Ancelotti. Did you guys know that Everton first played at Anfield? Of course, mate. Of course we knew that. They didn't want to pay the rent at Anfield, then they moved on. We came in. Yeah, we know the story. Congrats to Everton for beating the worst Spurs team we've seen in a while, said Yes Afan Boy. Look, I don't want to start mocking Everton. They've got their results. How can I mock them for the results they've got? They've gone out there and got the wins. Fair play to them. I'm somebody that likes to genuinely give credit to teams where it's due, and this will be a difficult game tomorrow. Everton are, they're up there right now full of confidence. Other seasons I've gone into this derby more confident than I am right now, but I'm still confident in our guys to get the result. Just can't wait for Thiago's full debut, said Nick. Yeah, I'm buzzing for that as well, mate. If Sterling came back to Liverpool, our front three, who gives a fuck about Sterling? Let him slither off there and stay at Manchester City. Was going to ask these Everton boys to become members, but they probably couldn't afford it. That's... Nah, we don't go there, mate. No, we don't slag people off about the financial situations, the race, colour, religion. We don't talk politics. We ask people to show respect, and we have to show that respect back to people, mate. So this whole, whether I'm a Liverpool fan or not, I am absolutely against anybody belittling the wonderful city of Liverpool and the amazing people that live within that city in any way, shape or form. I'm sick of this bin dippers bollocks that goes around. Scousers are some of the nicest, kind-hearted, down-to-earth people you will ever meet. So even though they're Everton fans, I'm not going to belittle them about that, mate. I'll belittle them about not winning a trophy since '95. I'll belittle them about not winning a derby in 10 years. But I'm fucked if I'm going to sit here and belittle an entire city full of wonderful people over an economic situation. That's just not on, mate. Sorry. Toffee said it's got 0-0 written all over it. I think it might be a 1-goal one, mate, but usually these derbies, I've predicted big high scoring games before and it's come back to bite us in the ass and they've been low scoring affairs. You would think that with our high line and Everton being as attackingly intent as they have been, that the game has goals written all over it, but my prediction was actually a 1-0 Liverpool win. So yeah, I think it's going to be a closer game or a low scoring game. I believe Thiago will start, said Joanne Fisher, and Fabinho at the back too. I'd like to see him partner Van Dijk, if I'm being honest. Ludwig Smith says, top of the table, come on you Blues. Look, mate, you are top of the table, as you said, and you deserve the credit for that. The banter will come after the game tomorrow, whatever the result might be, but respect, I give respect where it's due, and Everton have played 4-1-4, and what can you say other than well done to them, and let's see what happens tomorrow. Salah and Mane tomorrow will be fired up, said Neil Davies. If Merseyside is blue, then 19 league titles and 6 Champions Leagues. Yeah, exactly. That would be my answer as well. Didn't Everton lose to our reserves last season? Yes, they did, mate. Curtis Jones made sure of that one. Do you think Klopp could get rid of the high line tomorrow? No, is the answer to that. The high line against Villa was an issue for varying reasons. One, Villa set it very well. Dean Smith got his game plan absolutely spot on. But as I keep saying, the pressing needs to be better from the midfield and the attack for this high line to work. You need to not give the opposition players the time on the ball to pick out the pass over the top into that space. Obviously, you need the back four to hold their line as well, and you need your keeper to be paying attention to the balls over the top. So I don't know if Klopp will adjust it a little bit, but I think we have the right players back to play the system. I mean, you're talking about not having Mane in the last game, not having Thiago, not having Henderson. So we're going to be back to as close to full fitness as we can. Naby Keita obviously isn't going to be available for the game tomorrow. Matip, I'd be shocked if Joe Matip started after playing so little. But he's got 75 minutes of football or something in the last, I don't know, I read the stat earlier on, but I can't remember. It's a very long time. Opinion on the fact Everton can go 6 points ahead. I don't know what to say, mate. You can. It's factual, as you said. You can go 6 points ahead if you win. I still think, even if we lose this game tomorrow, I still think Liverpool will be fighting for the title right up to the end of the season. I still think Everton, genuinely, I mean this sincerely, starting 11, excellent, but I think there's a drop off. A couple of injuries could derail Everton's season a little bit. If the players can stay injury free, I think Everton can push for a European place, but I wouldn't be too fussed if I'd be upset, of course, losing the game. I'd be upset that we'd be 6 points off the pace for the league, but I think we'll claw that back. But yeah, it is all set up. It's going to be a cracker tomorrow. Don't say Merseyside is red when you aren't even from Merseyside, mate. Again, you absolute cretin. I will say whatever the fuck I want, princess. This microphone, this channel, and those 52,500 people aren't here to hear you belittle me because I'm not from Liverpool. I will school your ass on the fucking history of your own city if you want, mate. But don't come in here and tell me what to do. I will do whatever the fuck I want, and I will say whatever the fuck I want. And trolling little pussies like you will never change that, mate. So learn some respect, shut the fuck up, and don't ever tell anybody what they should or should not think about a city because they're not from it, you absolute cretin. Pickford is a mess. Yes, he is. Everton doesn't carry the city's name. Again, it doesn't really mean too much, to be fair. Thoughts on Reece Williams? Should he get a chance? No, he shouldn't get a chance, but he looks like a quality player, to be fair. Reece Williams, Sepp Vandenberg, two quality centre-backs for the future. Billy Comedio as well. So, yeah, we've got some good options there. Craig, don't rise to it, they're not worth it. You see, you're forgetting that I enjoy this a little bit. Do you know what I mean? I get to take out my frustrations on the trolls who come in to have a pop. I mean, you guys know me. If you come in and show respect, I'll give it back to you. I'll give you that respect in spades, but I don't put up with crap. And you shouldn't put up with crap either. Nobody has the right to tell me or anybody else that they shouldn't be able to speak about Merseyside. I've been to that beautiful city on so many occasions. I speak about Liverpool with nothing but the height of respect, whether you're Everton or whether you're an Evertonian or whether you're a Red. Doesn't make any difference to me. Scousers are wonderful people. I enjoy every moment I spend in the city, and I've always been welcomed with open arms when I've been over there. So yeah, I don't give a shit what some little no mark has to say about me. Doesn't know me, don't even know if he's from the city of Liverpool, and I couldn't give a shite. But yeah, I'll do what I want to do, and if he doesn't like it, he can do one. It's as simple as that. How do you deal with people who say support your local club? There's a couple of arguments to that, Daryl. I mean, do those people who say support your local club only listen to musicians that are from their town? Do they, would they listen to bands, go and buy tickets to bands that aren't from their city? Are they aware that a lot of the players that are playing for these clubs aren't from the city? The managers generally aren't from the city? Football's a global sport. You can't help when you get the bug and who you fall in love with regards to a football club. If you've fallen in love with Everton, Liverpool, United City, whoever it might be, and you're not from that city, have at it. Welcome. It's a global sport, and the clubs need global fans as well. I don't know what else to say to it. It's the laziest argument that you can put across to somebody. You've no right to support the club because you're not from the city, or support your local. If you want to go and also support your local clubs or non-league clubs, brilliant. I'm sure they'd welcome you there as well, and it's great to get as much football as you can. Again, just don't let people tell you what to do. Do you know what I mean? If people are that negative in their outlook in life, sincerely, we should pity them. We should hope that they find love in their lives and that they find something that makes them happy. And I don't feel the need to be little people that come on and talk to people like that, because my life's fulfilled. I've got a wonderful family life. I'm in a good place right now, and none of these little no marks that are coming in trying to troll us are going to get to me. Don't worry. It only seems certain people's comments get read out. Do you know what, Ben? Do one. If you don't like it, mate, there, I'll make it easy for you. You're gone. Simple. If you want to whinge and cry about it, mate, just fuck off. It's as simple as that. I'm not here to have digs taken at me. I read out as many comments as I can from as many people as I can, whether they're members, whether they're not members, whether they're here for the first time. I randomly pull comment from the chat that catch my eye. If yours hasn't been one of them, sorry, but to come in and bitch about it, mate, I'm not going to put up with it. So, adios. It's as simple as that. Catalonia, but I can't say Barcelona are better than Espanyol, said Peter Blake. I'm not from Catalonia, excuse me, but I can say that Barcelona are better than Espanyol. Yeah, Peter, you can say whatever you like, mate. You've every right to an opinion. Barcelona are a club that I hold very fondly as well. You can say the same thing with United fans, so they can't. Manchester is red, not from Manchester. It's just a lazy argument that people put in, to be honest with you. Hexboom said he can't possibly read all the comments. No, I can't. I'd love to sit here and read one after another, mate. And tonight is actually a quieter night where I'm probably getting to get through more comments than normal, but I don't want to be forced into a situation where this doesn't become an interactive show because people are moaning about it. I try my best to get through the comments, and if I miss out on stuff, I sincerely apologise, but I don't do it on purpose. I don't have favourites in the chat. If I wanted to be a real dickhead about it, I'd just turn on members only comments, and I would only read out comments from people who pay $4.99 a month to be a member of the channel. But as I've said from day one, we don't want a financial barrier put in front of anybody on here, because I want everybody, whether young, old, rich, poor, what part of the world you're from, you're welcome in here. I want to be able to interact with you, and I want to be able to share these wonderful moments we have moving forward and go through the hopefully as little as possible negative times. But find me a channel that interacts more than I do, and go there if you don't like it. Thoughts on Chelsea? I've said this all along. Chelsea's recruitment has been brilliant. The calibre of footballer they've brought in has been fantastic, but I genuinely think it'll be next year before Chelsea really see the benefit of that. Absolutely, they'll be fighting for the Champions League places this year. But I mean, to really push on, I think they'll need a season to bed all the players in for them to get used to the league and what Lampard wants. But good recruitment. Credit where it's due again. Michael Bevan said this channel's really entertaining. That means a lot, mate. Thank you. Appreciate you saying that. Lomachenko or Lopez? Oh, Dara, I hope Lomachenko absolutely shuts Lopez up. Did you see the interview that he gave? He spoke and he basically said that he's going to hurt him. And I think Loma wins that. And I hope that Lomachenko wins it. Don't give them airtime, Craig, said Ian. Again, sometimes I've read out them comments and people are moaning because it's a random comment. That just proves my point. I grab a comment, I don't pre-read them. Halfway through the comment, I could think to myself, oh, wrong one, Craig. But just like I pick out a negative comment, it's a random thing. So I don't mean to give anybody airtime a lot of the time. Ken Coastal Holiday Let said, why can't you read all my comments? You can WhatsApp me, Carl, so you don't need to be reading the comments in here, pal. You can hit me up on WhatsApp if you want me to give you an opinion on that. When Everton lost to City, their fans celebrate because it affected Liverpool's title hopes. They've no pride. Merseyside is red. Yeah, look, there was a bit of shithousery at the time, but that's part of being a football fan. We get to be hypocrites. We get to wind people up. It's all part of the fun. I had an argument with a mate over this. Dirk Cow, absolute legend. I say just a cult hero. Thoughts? Not legend, but very highly thought of and a big game player, Dirk Cow. Probably somewhere between cult hero and legend for me. Think of Dirk very fondly. Love the fella. Somebody who never gave less than 100% on the pitch. Somebody who showed up for the big games, especially in the derbies as well. I think maybe if Dirk had played in this team, we would have probably thought of him more highly because he may have won more stuff. But love Dirk Cow. Absolutely love him. How could you not? What a man. Craig, what do you think the difference between 18-19 defence and the defence now? You mean the reason we're conceding more goals? It's a good question. Maybe a tweak a system that if teams can beat our press and teams can get in behind, we'll give up at least one or two chances a game, but we're almost sacrificing that for condensing the pitch and trying to force errors in the other half of the pitch. So it's a good question, and I'm probably not educated enough on the intricacies of Jurgen Klopp's system to be able to give you a genuine answer on that, mate. It's a brilliant question, though. I'm sorry I can't be more in-depth in my answer in this without actually really looking into it. What did you make of Suarez celebration versus Everton in front of Moyes, said Scotty. It was brilliant. I mean, I'm a massive Luis Suarez fan. It was great. To be fair, it was good fun. Okay, I'm just going to remove Sarah there for being a scumbag. See you, Sarah. What have we got? Arteta, said somebody. Look, Arteta's doing really well at Arsenal. It's going to be an interesting game against City. I actually spoke about that with the guys from All Leeds TV. That's going to be a very good game. Henderson's very underrated, no doubt. I mean, Hendo's one of those players, and I say it time and time again, you don't know what you're missing until he's not there. I love Henderson, and glad he's back for tomorrow. Coit never stopped running, played pace 90% of the games, reminds me of Milner, said Dave Smith. Good show. I absolutely love Dirk Cow. Angelotti win. Loads of Everton fans in the chat tonight, and it's genuinely great to see you guys in here. I love having a bit of fun and banter, and what a game we're set for tomorrow. I mean, can I ask the Everton fans actually that are in the chat, if you don't mind, do you guys hate this 12:30pm kickoff as much as I do? Because genuinely, I despise this kickoff time. Maybe it's because I'm a bit of a lazy fucker and I have to set an alarm to get up for this game. My sleeping habits are ridiculous. I go to bed at about 6 a.m. and usually get up at about 1 or 2. So that's crazy, yeah. I hate these early kickoffs. Good to be here. Brilliant stream, said Dominic. Thank you, Dominic. Hit the subscribe button, pal, if you're enjoying it. Really glad to have you with us. Don't forget as well, in the Everton preview, if you want to be in with a chance to win that prize package that we're giving away after the game tomorrow, any shirt you want from 3 Retro, £50 Amazon voucher, and 4 Liverpool prints from Sean Leonard Art. Watch the Everton preview video. The instructions are there on how you can enter. Subscribe to the channel, and we ask you to do one little thing, and I'm sure you'll figure it out if you watch the first few minutes of that video. Craig, I feel your pain on that one, said Daryl. I'm not sure which one that is, mate, but if I'm sharing pain with you, thank you. What's up with Keita? Again, got to be really careful here about what I'm saying, but he's not available. That's all I can say. The game, he's not available for tomorrow. Umar said, I hope I pronounced that correctly, or Umar, excuse me, said, I'm Welsh, live in Pakistan, support Liverpool, and love you, big up yourself. Big up to you, all the Pakistani Reds, all the Welsh Reds as well. Before the game on Wednesday against Ajax, actually, I'm lucky enough to have been invited on with one of the supporters clubs in South Africa to do a Zoom call with those guys ahead of the Ajax game, and I'm really looking forward to it. I did a Zoom call a couple of weeks back as well with the guys from the Pune supporters club in India. Privileged to be able to chat with those guys as well. Wonderful group of Reds. And yeah, if you're another OLSC or Liverpool Supporters Club that would like to have us on a Zoom call before a game or at, our email address is there, contact@AnfieldAgenda.com. We're always happy to touch and interact with that sounds weird, to touch, probably should have worded that better, Craig, to touch base with Reds from around the world, I should say. Craig should win an award for the most meme LFC during his antics in the 4-0 Barcelona and is laughing at United. I'm up for me winning any awards, mate. I mean, just send them my way. If there's a few quid along with that, then all the better. I like your chair, said Martin Young. Thank you. A lot of people think it's fake. It's part of the green screen. It's not. It's a genuine chair. Comes from a company called Serendipity Furniture that make bespoke leather chairs like this. You can catch them on Instagram. I think their links are in the description of the stream as well. Paul and Beth run the company. It's a family company. Nothing but love to those guys. They make amazing products, and this chair I love so much. It's gonna be my chair for the rest of my life, no matter what else happens. I hope you're doing well. Good luck for the season. Thank you very much, mate. Same to you. Mark said, now we have a song for Anfield Agenda called Anfield Agenda Rockin' All Over the World. I love that song, to be fair. Karius or Adrian, I will take whatever option C is in that question, please, mate. Score prediction for Ajax on Wednesday. It's a tough one to predict because I want to see how we react tomorrow first, but a record in Europe away hasn't been great over recent seasons, so we should be going to Amsterdam and looking to get a win against Ajax, and I expect us to get a win. So let me just get through tomorrow and then we'll do a full preview ahead of that. But a Liverpool win. Big fan of you, mate, from India, said Chimnai Joshi. Thank you, buddy. I've been so blessed to have gotten to know a lot of great Indian Reds over the past few months, and to be on here and be able to interact with fans from around the world. It's a real privilege for me, and as I said, it helps me out with my own mental health and stuff like that as well. So look, you never have to thank me for anything. It's a pleasure to be on here chatting with you guys. How did I become a Liverpool fan? I'd like to tell you it was because my dad was a fan or something like that, but it wasn't. My dad wasn't that much into football. I've no brothers or sisters. I'm an only child, so I kind of found and fell in love with Liverpool of my own accord. I've spoke about the first game that kind of made me become a Red, and it was that 2-0 loss to Arsenal that gave Arsenal the first division title. So yeah, it was a loss that made me fall in love with the club. But I don't know, how can you describe what gives you the bug? But I got my first Liverpool shirt just after that, and just, start supporting Liverpool. There's no family connection or anything like that, and it certainly wasn't glory hunting. But yeah, it was a loss that did it. It's a strange story, I know. Love your content, said Farhan. Thank you, buddy. And people say content is weird because I don't feel like I do anything. So you know what I mean? I come on, I have a few notes and stuff, but I chat and interact with people. I think the real good content makers are the guys that are out there, putting in pre-recorded videos. And I think I have an easy job on here. Well, I say job, it ain't a job, but I think I have an easy part to play in what we do on here. Hey Craig, what do you think about our centre-back situation? Should we get Ozan Kabak? No, after that spitting incident, mate, with Kabak and the red card he picked up, he's never going to be a Liverpool player. There's not a hope in hell Klopp will put up with that type of behaviour. I think it'll be Upamecano will be the centre back, as I've spoke before. We'll probably move for next summer, or at least we'll try and move for. But we probably will be bringing somebody in. But again, I point you to the young centre backs we have with the club. Billy Comedio has made great strides forward. Sepp van den Berg, still very young, highly thought of centre back. Reece Williams, who somebody asked me about earlier on, he's looked mustard, absolutely mint every time that he's come in and played. Expecting good things of him as well. So it's a tough one. Like, you look at maybe moving Matip on down the line. He's another year older then. I know he signed a new deal, but we'll have to wait and see. But again, the future is just bright from a Liverpool perspective. We've got good strength and depth, good young players coming through, a great manager and a great structure at the club. What's your best Liverpool midfield now, said Cyber Monsoon? It depends on who we're playing, mate. I'm somebody that believes horses for courses, if you get me. You pick your midfield, or you pick your team based on the opposition. I would probably think Thiago, Hendo. Difficult one, this, because do you go Keita, do you go Gini Wijnaldum? Or do you have Fabinho playing in the centre-back role? If Fabinho's not playing centre-back, then it's Fabinho, Thiago, Hendo. That's the midfield for me. What else we got? 3-3. Stephen Owens is saying that would be a really interesting game. I'd be upset at a draw, but I think I asked Connor that question actually, would you take a point if I offered it to you? And he said to me, it depends on how the point comes about. So let's say we went 2-0 up and we were pegged back to 2-2, that would feel like points lost and a kick in the nuts. But if we were 1-0 down and we pegged back a 95th minute equaliser, that 1 point would feel like a lot more. So yeah, it's a tough one, that. Lewis said, I'm an Everton fan, good luck lads, and same to you. Right back at you, pal, thank you for coming in. James is better than Thiago. Completely different styles of footballer there, mate, to be fair, Maddie. Two very talented footballers, no doubt about it. James is what you needed. Thiago's probably what we needed. So, I mean, of course, you're an Everton fan. You have every right to have your opinion and think that James Rodriguez is a better player. You know, I think it's both of us have got good players that we both needed. So, that's the way I look at it. Favourite Irish team? Shelburne, probably. But as I keep saying, I grew up right beside Bray Wanderers, about 3 miles down the road. Lone Star London are saying 2-2 in this one, goals surely. I don't know, man. Every time I predict a game with loads of goals, it's low scoring. So this time I've gone for a 1-0 Liverpool win, and maybe in the hope that we get a more open attacking game tomorrow with some goals. Would you start Fabinho instead of Gomez? Yes, I would. K-Dot tomorrow, yeah. I do in the preview, you go to see the starting 11. I have Fabinho, partner, and Van Dijk, which will then allow us to have Wijnaldum, Henderson, Thiago midfield. Is Mane playing? Well, I can't tell you for certain if he's playing, but I can say for certain that he's available. Ryan said Everton 1, Liverpool 2. Let's go Liverpool. SC said Craig Butland goes to Palace. Would you want us to get Goita? Personally, I'm a massive fan of him. I think he's a top keeper. Well, we can't do anything now. The window's shut. The window shut at 5 o'clock. And if we are to go out and bring in a backup goalkeeper, I've always had... Inter won't let him go, but I've always had a little hankering towards Handanovic, somebody, an old experienced hand like that. We've been linked to Ergin Kikir in the past as well. But there is no shortage of good goalkeepers out there that you could go and get for a reasonable price to come in and challenge Alisson. I say challenge, at least give him some competition. Maddie said, only said that to get a reaction, but fair play. Hope the derby is good, not 0-0 draw. Man, it's alright. You've been a class act, Matty, to be fair, in the chat. I mean, a bit of fun's a bit of fun, no problem with it at all, buddy. What do you say on Harry Wilson setting out to Cardiff? Yeah, so for those coming in a bit late before we finish up tonight, the deals that have taken place today, Harry Wilson joined Cardiff City on loan for the rest of the season. And let's see. He would want to be going to Cardiff there and be head and shoulders above any other player, and would want to go out there and be one of the best players in the Championship by a mile to justify any confidence in coming back to Liverpool. For me, I don't think he will ever really make it at Liverpool. I wish Harry Wilson all the best. There's certainly talent there in the kid, and I just hope for him. I want the lad to settle and put down roots, because he's had so many loan moves that I think the time is right that hopefully at Cardiff he puts in a great season and he just gets a move to somewhere that he can put down roots and get comfortable and get his feet under the table and have a good career. Herbie Kane has joined Barnsley on a permanent deal today as well. Ben Woodburn joined Blackpool on loan till January. And the other deal that took place today, seen Harvey Elliot join Blackburn Rovers on loan for the rest of the season. Great, not too far up the road, obviously. Lancashire not a million miles away for Blackburn Rovers. Liverpool be able to keep an eye on him. Harvey Elliott, he's class. There's no denying that. I'm expecting him to do very well at Blackburn, and I definitely see him back at Liverpool. Loving the thumbnail. I wish I could take credit for that, but that's the other half of the channel, Connor, that does that. And actually, a shout out to Connor. Tonight, you probably noticed Connor isn't in the chat. He does a sleep out for charity, for a homeless charity, every single year. And tonight is the night where Connor and his mate are doing that sleep out for charity. They're sleeping rough. Connor, if you go onto his Twitter page, Mr. Crosby _, go on there. If you want to support Connor, you can do so. But don't worry, we will be doing a charity stream very soon. My wife and my daughter did a virtual mini Dublin City mini marathon that she does every year, ladies mini marathon. My daughter did it with her this year, so we're going to do a charity stream over the next couple of weeks to combine what Connor's doing and what my wife and my daughter did. Whatever money's raised, obviously we'll split it and send it on to both those charities. But again, I've spoke about Connor a lot on the stream. The caliber of this young man, I mean, he never ceases to amaze me. He really is one of the world's good guys, and another selfless act from Mr. Crosby. So shout out to Connor, and it's going to be a cold one tonight, buddy, and I've been asking him for updates. But again, if you want to support Connor, go over there at Mr. Crosby _ on Twitter. I think he's got a link up there, but don't worry, we'll be doing a stream to help Connor out to raise money for that. And he's just a quality lad, and I'm so proud to have Connor as the other half of Anfield agenda. I mean, I can't speak highly enough of the lad for being 21 years of age, to have the head and the shoulders that he does, and to put up with me as well, by the way, which is not an easy task. So yeah, lots of love to young Crosby. What's this? Thoughts on Sancho? Great player. I don't know what else to say. Huge talent. Got to be a massive race for a signature next summer. Will Liverpool be in that race? Will we go down the Adama route? Is there somebody else? I don't know, but I think we should be in that conversation. Do I think Pickford will play? Yeah, of course. 3-1 in favour of Liverpool. Adrian error will lead to 1 goal, and we're 2-0 up. Salah will score a penalty. Firmino will score, said Cyber Monsoon. Do I think Liverpool will win the Premier League this season? Yes, I do. Because I don't really see a better squad elsewhere. City obviously have a fantastic squad. I get the feeling like the wheels are coming off City a little bit. The momentum's dipping away with Guardiola's uncertain future, with the injuries they've had, the strikers. I just feel if we can be in any way consistent this year, yes, we win the league. And I don't think it's going to take 99 points or 97 or 96 points. I think the league will probably be won this season in the early 90s. But I'm expecting a far more competitive title race than last year. But I'm not arrogant enough to say we're going to do it, but I think we'll be there or thereabouts, and we should be looking to go back to back. Thiago starting in the 8th hole tomorrow. Again, I'm intrigued to see how we set up with Thiago. As I said, we only really got to see him in the second half against Chelsea when they were down to 10 men, and it was a game where dominating the ball was exactly what we were going to do in the second half, and that suits Thiago down to a T. Dara said, so happy to be leaving Arizona. You're moving, buddy, are you? Okay. I hope everything's good, Dara, and wherever you're leaving or heading to, mate, I hope that things are tickety-boo. Would I trade Bobby for Mbappe? Yes, I would. As much as I love Bobby Firmino, you're talking about a potential future multiple Ballon d'Or winner there in Kylian Mbappe, so, and his age bracket as well. So yeah, I would, if I'm being honest. And I think you'd struggle to find a football club that wouldn't swap one of their players for Kylian Mbappe, in all honesty. Jadon was great in midweek, said Dave Smith. Absolutely. 2 goals and an assist for Portugal. Great performance from him. Number 20 incoming, said Parabellum. Hope so, buddy. I really do. Considering that City have stuck to a 19-year-old who wants to leave in their back four, I think we're good. Yeah, I think, again, as I said, I just don't see anybody else being able to be as consistent as we will be this season. That's it, really. I'm not too arrogant to think Liverpool is going to dance away with the league. I just honestly believe we'll be more consistent over the course of 38 games than anybody else. Going to California, nice one. Big move, Dara. I wish you all the best with it, buddy. Could join you over there at some point. You never know. When you settle into Cali, let me know, buddy. And if there's a spare room there for myself to pop over for a little visit with Mr. Crosby and meet up with the Cali Reds, you know what I mean? It doesn't take much. Thoughts on Harvey's loan? Brilliant for him. Get some experience. I hope that he hits the ground running at Blackburn, and I hope that he scores a whole load of goals there, and we see him back at Liverpool next year and he can really force his way into the first team. All Liverpool fans super Red Sox, bro. I've no interest, or support the Red Sox, you meant to say. I've no interest in baseball at all, mate. I mean, whatever the Red Sox do, best of luck to them. I don't have any allegiance there either way. Thoughts on Thomas Partey? I've watched him a lot for Atleti, and he was good against us, although not as good as some people are trying to make out. The stats for that game, show you he wasn't as influential as people try and make out. He's a good player, exactly what Arsenal needed. And let's see how I don't think he's as a world beater like a lot of people are making out. I think he's a very good midfielder, but Arsenal need a bit of steel in there, and he will bring that. So good signing for Mikel Arteta and Arsenal, and you could see that Cholo Simeone was not happy about losing him the way that they lost him. They had no choice. They couldn't keep him. Once they paid that money into the La Liga offices, that was it. It was job done. He was an Arsenal player. Who do I think will win the Premier League? Liverpool. Obviously, Lewis. Genuinely, I think we'll win it. Always spare room for you and Connor, Craig, said Dara. You know what, mate? We will probably take you up on that someday. Trust us. We love America. You know I want to live in America, mate. I want to move to Texas or Florida with my family at some point and run Anfield agenda from there if it ever becomes a business. Villa's chances of winning the league, 0. Again, I'm not saying that to mock Villa, but come on, Aston Villa aren't going to win the Premier League this season. They'll improve from last year. They won't be in a relegation battle, but they're not going to win the league. What else is there? Spurs have improved as a squad massively and think they'll finish second behind us, said Ian. I don't know what way the top 4 is going to go this year. It is interesting. You would have assumed Liverpool and City would be there, and it would be 2 places left to fight for between City, United, Spurs, and maybe a shock like a Leeds or Everton or somebody else. Yusuf said, Craig, I live in California, maybe one day we can meet. There's loads of Reds I know, mate, that live in Cali, and I know it's a huge place, but another place I'd love to visit. If there's anybody out there that wants to give me a job to get me into America, hit me up, let me know, get me over there, run Anfield agenda from there. As you guys know, I turned down the job opportunity this week that would have meant I had to quit Anfield agenda. It was a job that would have seen me work full-time in media. I can't say too much about it, but it would have been based in Europe, not in Ireland or the UK, and that was probably the main reason we turned it down. That and the fact that I would have had to give up Anfield agenda to be able to do it. So some people missed out on that stream where I dropped that information in. It was a tough call. It really was, with our daughter in school and stuff at 18 months before she sits her final exams, and you get this offer put to you that would have, I wouldn't say made my dreams come true, because my dream's to live in America and run Anfield agenda from there, but to be offered a job in media with no degree or no real background in media, I appreciated the leap of faith that was taken, and that's why I want to be so respectful in declining the offer. Need a green card? Well aware, mate. Trust me, I've looked into moving to America and Canada many years back. My wife has lots of family that live in Canada, so we played around with the idea of emigrating to Canada like 15 years ago or something like that. But the dream is for me to live in Florida or Texas or Australia. Who's my favourite player? Bobby Firmino. I love the guy. Thoughts on Ruben Diaz? I saw him contain Mbappe the other day. I haven't watched them too much to give you an honest opinion, mate, and I don't want to just blow smoke up your arse and lie to you, so I don't have many thoughts because I haven't seen enough of them, to be honest. You made the right decision, said Michael. I certainly hope so. I mean, generally my wife gets these decisions right, and she told me to back myself and Connor, so I'm not an extremely confident person really, but I'll give it a bash and see what happens. What's your score prediction for the game? 1-0. I go for a 1-0 win for the Reds. Did I always support Liverpool? Well, yes. I haven't supported any other English clubs, mate, if that's what the question is. like anybody else, you got to fall in love with the club at some point. And my son, a different story altogether. He's been brainwashed since day one into supporting Liverpool. I mean, he's had no choice in the matter. Salah's the king. Happy to read that out. No arguments with that. Do you think Mbappe will join Liverpool next year? No. I mean, I spoke about the crazy rumours linking Juventus with a €400 million bid for Kylian Mbappe, which doesn't make any sense to me for a player who will have 1 year left on his deal. I think he'll end up at Real Madrid. I've always thought he'll end up at Real Madrid there with Zidane if they can find a way of making the numbers work. Don't worry, bro. We got you. Man, it was, I tell you what, it was tough. It was really, really tough to say no because, look, it wouldn't have made me rich, far from it, nothing like that, but it would have given us a good, steady, mortgageable income that we could have moved abroad and had a bash at it. But, you know, you roll the dice in life, and if Anfield agenda doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. I would have more regrets if I didn't give it a bash and I didn't stick to this, I think. Football HD, I'm very good, thank you, buddy. I hope you are as well. Do I think Jota and Takumi are going to be part of the future front three? Is Klopp already building his next team? Yes, I do. Short answer, but yeah. Two fantastic players. I'm very much looking forward to seeing them integrated fully into the team. Minamino looks like he's really up to speed with the system now and what Klopp wants from him and what it takes to compete week in, week out in the Premier League. But you're asking those two there to compete against three of the best. Three of the best attacking, one of the best, if not the best attacking unit in the world. So it takes courage to come into Liverpool and back yourself, and these guys both look like that they're up for the fight, which is brilliant. Do I think Spurs will be a problem for us under Jose? No, I don't. Look, again, that's not me trying to belittle Spurs, because Spurs have a really good group of players there and a manager who knows how to get a result, but I just don't see them being consistent enough. I don't think that they make the best use of Harry Kane that in the system that Jose plays. If anything, Son is the real standout player there in that system. Thoughts on Origi? Well, obviously you love Divock, the big moments he's had for Liverpool. If you pull your heartstrings out of it, you know, he's sixth choice in our attack. And if he's happy to be sixth choice in our attack and have minimal minutes, then I'm happy for Origi. Whatever makes Divock happy. What country would I have gone to? I can't give out that information, mate. It's you know, it's part of the respectful nature of the way I'd like to decline it. Mainland Europe. That's all I can say. We're all glad you're good. Still here putting out content, said Michael. Thank you, mate. I'm glad to be here as well. Dave Smith said he's 39. We're a similar age. Yep, I am 39, mate. Turned 39 last September. I'm never turning 40, though, as I've said. From this point out in my life, I'm just going to do updates and software patches. So next year, I'll turn 39.1. Following year, 39.2, and so on. Yeah, definitely. I'm never turning 40, me. I heard Ian Doyle from the Echo stated that we would see one from Bobby, Mane, Mo leave next season. Any opinion on this? Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen the piece. I haven't seen what Ian Doyle has written, but I would probably be of a similar mindset, and I've said that for a long time on the channel, that next summer I think one of the front three will move on and we'll refresh with a younger player. If the front three don't want to move on, great, let them stay. Happy to have them lads, love them. But I think it's a fair point. And again, it will probably, the way Liverpool go about their business, we may see one of these guys move on for a very hefty sum that will allow us to go out there and refresh a little bit and build towards Klopp's second team. But nobody wants them to leave, let's be frank about that. Reaction of Harvey and Wilson leaving. I've gone through it twice tonight, mate, unfortunately already. Wilson, as I said, I don't think he'll ever make it at Liverpool, my honest opinion. Hope he's well. Want him to put down roots and settle. Another loan spell for him. What's that now? 4 or 5 in a row loans he's had. I think he deserves the right to put down roots and establish himself in a club. So I just wish the best for all these lads that are heading off on loan. Craig and Trey, whatever else happened to you, you'll always have at least one subscriber in me. Good. Cheers, mate. Hopefully we'll hit 100k. Give me a thumbs up if you think Anfield Agenda will eventually get to 100k, folks, because that's the dream, to be able to give young Crosby that YouTube Silver Play Award for hitting to 100,000 subscribers. So if you think we'll do it, give us a thumbs up or a WFM in the chat. When's your birthday? Because mine's September the 15th. Think of the worst possible date in September, mate, and that's when my birthday is. Yes, I'm talking about that date, unfortunately. How do I see Liverpool in the next few years? Staying at the top or there or thereabouts. The recruitment is second to none. Just the club's in a really good place right now, so I genuinely think we're going to be tickety-boo, as I like to say, for a long time. Love it. Loving the support here. I mean, I never thought our channel would head towards 100k, but hopefully we get there. Hopefully we get there together. As I said, it is a community-based thing. Look, ladies and gentlemen, I'm absolutely cream crackered. I was doing a stream from 7 to 8 with the guys from All Leeds TV. Yesterday was a mad busy day. I got the interview with Paul Tompkins in the bag. That was recorded yesterday. It went brilliantly. I'm delighted about it. If you don't know who Paul Tompkins is, check out the Tompkins Times. He is, in my mind, the foremost mind when it comes to all things LFC. His statistical analysis and the work that the guys at the Tompkins Times do is phenomenal. That's the interview I wanted to get for the past 18 months, 2 years. It was a pleasure to sit down with Paul and record that. It'll be coming out next week on the channel. We'll have 3 copies of Paul's book, Pearce, to give away as well, which is very kind of him to give us to give away to our viewers. So keep an eye out for that one. Lots of great stuff coming up. I'll be here tomorrow at 12 o'clock getting ready for the game against Everton. Our stream will start at 12. Obviously, the game at 12:30. There's a post-match show coming up as well after that, where we're going to be announcing the winner of our 50k giveaway. When I say 50k giveaway, I mean we hit 50k. We're launching a giveaway. We're giving away any shirt from 3 Retro that the winner wants, a £50 Amazon gift card, and also 4 prints of Liverpool players from Sean Leonard Art. All those go to one winner. Watch the Everton preview video for instructions on how to enter that. I'll see you guys tomorrow. It's a massive game. May the best team win. I'm very much looking forward to it.